Well, let's get you updated here on the grain trade on Election Day. I'm Marlin, Bohling, your tour guide to the ag commodities. First up, corn. On our quotes provided by Bar Chart, we are just kind of stuck right where we have been. December corn still down 2.5 cents. We're at 6.73 1/4. I believe that's exactly where it was the last time we checked. On soybeans, not doing much of anything. January up 1.5 at 14.51 3/4. Not overly exciting. It is a penny off of its high of the range of overnight and early this morning. And it is about 11 cents off of its earlier low from last night. But boy, 1.25 gain is not overly enthusiastic considering the fact that we had some overnight export sales, and we'll get to them in a second. Okay, on the wheat in Chicago, we have December now 7.25 higher at 8.53 per bushel. Meanwhile, in Kansas City wheat, you have December now trading 11 higher at 9.68 1/4, almost on the high of the day. It's starting to firm up as we go. And in Minneapolis spring wheat trade, December 6.5 higher at 9.66 3/4. In the cotton, we go to December there, and it's 30 points higher now at 87.79. It had been as low as 86.25 before rebounding somewhat. So interesting trade development there. Real quickly, the overnight export sales I was talking about, we had four sales overnight. We had 338,600 tons of corn to Mexico. We had 144,000 tons of soybeans to Mexico, 138,700 tons of soybeans to China, and 132,000 tons of soybeans to unknown destinations. That was quite a roster overnight. I have Ben Hushon on the line, and Ben is with the mill in Whitehall, Maryland, where it's been just a bit of a struggle to get that crop in this year. Ben, thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. So are the farmers in a big hurry here this week?
Good Election Day morning, Marlin. They are. It's really been beautiful weather since we talked last Tuesday. In fact, T-shirts were back out. I saw some shorts back out. We had days in the mid-70s, generally dry compared to what we've been through. So the week of harvest has been very good in the last 7 days.
So Tim Ross had a radar shot, and in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, our viewers can tell that tropical storm is kind of drawing a bead on the southeastern U.S. It's supposed to come inland and then kind of veer off your direction. So it looks like, boy, if that's the case, the farmers in that area may only have 2 or 3 days to really get much accomplished before it gets pretty soaked out there.
Well, Marlin, I know I spent some time visiting and talking to some folks yesterday to kind of get a read on where they were. And it's interesting, even like this morning when I stepped outside from daylight on, there was no dew. Virtually no dew, so then that allows them to get started early. I know they were running late last night, and they all are looking at this beautiful sunshine week. Now, I don't think they've all been hearing what Tim Ross is telling us is headed our way as much as just the fact that we were going to have 4 or 5 days of sunshine. We've not had that, and they're telling me they're about 75% of the way done corn. Some stopped corn and got their beans all cleaned up. Some have stayed on corn. That's always a decision that either way you go, you got to get it all done. So I would say, from what the farmers are telling me, we're 75-80% done. Corn, about the same for full season beans. Now, the double crop beans, that harvest generally is just beginning maybe this week. Not too exciting, but we'll have to get a better report on that next week.
Love that video of the combine harvesting corn with the full moon behind it. That was awesome. It looks like the wheat so far looks pretty good, judging by your videos here.
So that's one of the reasons I sent that picture in. You know, there's always, in agriculture, with every struggle, there's generally a benefit. And as it's been a little tough getting corn and beans harvested this fall with this damp weather, at the same time, it has been great, especially the week of weather we had the last 7 days, to get the crop of wheat out of the ground. So the folks that got it planted, which I believe they did, acres are pretty strong. There's a lot of wheat planted in our community, and boy, is it looking good. There's some that's even taller than that, but that's just love seeing that no-till and just planted right into it and growing right on up through and getting ready for next July's harvest, off and running.
You bet. It's always good to see that good early growth before winter sets in. Well, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that very much. And good luck through this week. We'll check in next week at the same time. And Ben Hushon is with the mill. He's in Whitehall, Maryland. We'll take a break right here and we'll come back. And I'll get you updated on livestock trade with the cattle and hog markets after this.